How to light a one-take video. Hello everybody, my name is Marco Bagnoli and today we talk about how to plan and light a one-take video. One-takes are one of the most difficult things a cinematographer can do because there's a lot of planning, organizing, the actors have to do everything right, the cameraman has to do everything right. But there are tricks where you can work around that everything's not that difficult. So the example that I'm giving you today is clearly, what should it else be, Birdman. Birdman is one of the most famous one-take movies of all time. There are several different techniques what they did to make everything a bit more easy. First things first, why is it difficult at all? You have most of the time your cameraman on Steadicam because it's easier to make everything float than doing something like handheld or something, because you want to the illusion that the camera is not here. The camera has its own actor, its own dignity, that you don't have to should think about it in the movie, because when the audience starts to think, okay, now the camera is moving and something's happening because of this, you lost the illusion. You don't want to lose the illusion of a one-take movie. So then you work with checkpoints. What I mean with that, you plan shot by shot. You do your shot list with your end key and your start keyframe. So like you're doing animation in After Effects or something like this. You want this close up with this emotion and it should end with two people standing near to each other, talking, and then the next scene should be only the guy walking, and so on, so on. So you start with these key scenarios and then you work with checkpoints. These shots are the finals, and then in between you have checkpoints that have to create a path for your camera movement actor that something can change. And these checkpoints are something like this window. I will talk about lighting checkpoints, maybe it's easier for you to understand. And you build the whole sceneries around light sources. You have to put a lot of practicals in your one-take movie because there is not much space to light. Because the camera is moving, you don't probably have the money to VFX every light in the scenery out. There will be shots where this is possible, but you should not plan with it. So try to put a lot of practicals into the sceneries, because these are the lighting checkpoints where our actor can sometimes stand still, talk to a person and getting just the key from this practical. So work around these practicals. This could be a street lamp, this could be just like here, a room lamp, this can be close to a window, this could be close to a bar. You have to find the spots and for clear you have the area and space also to do it. Also, when you're writing the script, you should normally find the locations first and then work on your script, because when you just work on a script and everything should exactly be like this, the world isn't exactly like this, and it's pretty difficult to build a world like this. So try to have a vague concept of your story and then try to match it to your sceneries you will find. What they also did very often here is they don't light for lighting, they light for emotion. What I mean with that is this scenery should feel tense. This is the reason they search for a location where it's a natural way that there's a red light. Always search for these light motivations, because here you have clearly this exit sign, so the audience knows, okay, here is possible to have a red light. So they can just put an Astera or practical in here and the audience wouldn't be distracted from the red light, because they now know, okay, there I see red lights, so this is possible that the whole scene is on a red light and it's not just a stylistic decision from the director so that it looks more spooky. Also, here's a nice example from work around your practicals, your rooms. Here in this scenery, it's clearly just for emotion that we have this blue light across the scene, but there you also use these techniques to get a better feel of we're switching the room. We have now this scenery and that is just doesn't feel as redundant or boring. We have a completely style change that is used as something, as a cut. It doesn't feel like a cut, but this is how you can hide a cut that is not there. Clearly also you have scenes like this where you have just people with light in their hands that can come closer. You work with something like an f22x from Aperture, which is a small carpet light. There are now bigger ones from Godox, where still so light that someone with it can walk to the actor when the camera is coming closer. so that you can give still sometimes people a nice key light, because you don't want the whole movie not to look lit. You still want to have your contrast and everything, but it's also with the price. You need more crew, your timing needs to be better, and this is a great solution. So also a nice way to do it is nowadays, there are Astera softboxes that are like a balloon. So you put your Astera in there, blow it up, and you get a big light, soft source that are in scenarios like this where it's already pretty dark, still very effective and give us a nice key light. It's also possible that someone with a floppy is coming into the frame and giving a little bit of neck to give us this nice roll off on the side. I hope you enjoyed the video, and we see you next time.